welcome to the Lindbergh Center at Hopkins High School for Lake Conference Volleyball as two rivals meet up here tonight. It's the Wayzata Trojans and the Hopkins Royals. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Andy Gugesberg. And boy, this Wayzata team has taken a step back into the ranks of the elite teams this year, having a great season. They're ranked number 3. A lot of these players came up to varsity as youngsters and kind of took their lumps a little bit, but now it's really paying off here.
Yeah, Wayzata really doing a nice job this season. Coach Scott Jackson really excited about this year's team. Scary thing is, when we were talking to him beforehand, he said they still haven't put together a great match. If you can go as well as they've gone and against the opponents they've played and still not feel like you're playing great volleyball, I'm excited to see what the Trojans bring the rest of the year.
For Hopkins, it's been a little bit of an up and down season, a young team, maybe not quite the depth that they've had in some years past, but they feel like they're getting a little bit better, and the good news is they are in a section that they still have a chance to be competitive in. It's not one of the stronger ones around, but if they keep getting better, they still feel like they have a shot.
Yeah, it's not about winning the right matches in September. It's about getting better in September to win good ones in October so you get to play in November. And Coach Vicki Swenson's been around this game a long time. She knows exactly what it's going to take for her team to get to the Xcel Energy Center this year.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's match, starting with Wayzata. And they've got Coach named really 4 hitters that he says are go-to hitters, but Elizabeth Helmick's having a really nice year for them.
Yeah, E's definitely getting it done on the right side. Not only is she a dominant attacker, her ability to get eyes on the right things and cause some chaos for other teams' best hitters is really going to be something we're going to notice tonight, as finally there's going to be somebody across the net that's almost as tall or taller than she is hitting on the left side from Hopkins. E's going to have her hands full, but I love the fact that she hits with such pace and such ferocity throughout the night.
And for Hopkins, a player who has always been a pretty good blocker, but has added things to her game throughout the years, Shadir Tutt.
Yeah, Shadir really become a 3-tool player. She can block, she can hit, and she can draw. Those 3 pieces out of a middle blocker really going to be advantageous for Hopkins as things start to heat up as they get further and further into conference play. She's done a really nice job varying her attacks, not just hitting one shot, but being able to score a variety of ways.
These teams have had so many great matches over the years. I mean, it's obvious from looking at the records that Wayzata is a pretty big favorite here tonight, but I think they kind of can bring out the best in each other a little bit, and that's what we're hoping to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked with Vicki Swenson before the match, and she mentioned that she feels that she and Scott have grown up together. They've been coaching against each other for a couple decades now. They're definitely going to know what the other team's going to be bringing to the table. They've got film on each other. They've coached each other's kids in the offseason. Going to be a great match tonight, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
All right, Hopkins and Wayzata coming up next year. Lake Conference Volleyball at its finest on CCX Sports.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education.
No one receives a diploma alone.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
And welcome back here to the Lindbergh Center as the team's being introduced to the crowd here tonight. And hard to believe, but we're kind of getting to that point where you're starting to think it's going to be October very soon here, and you start to gear up toward the home stretch. It goes by quick, but you see Wayzata's had a lot of matches. They've been in a couple of high-powered tournaments, and there are only 2 losses coming to Northfield in the Marshall tournament and then in Apple Valley. So they've been tested. Coach Jackson said, yeah, we've still got some good opponents ahead, but we've probably played the most elite teams already that are going to be on our schedule.
Yeah, they had a really good showing both in Marshall and in Apple Valley. Ran into a Northfield team that might have the best serve receive in the state of Minnesota right now. Egan's the odds-on favorite to win the whole thing, but their serve receive can get a little hiccupy. Northfield, just you can't serve at a bad passer. There's way too many good serve receivers on the court.
Starting lineup tonight for Wayzata will look like this. Lily Emlong, Caitlin Emke, Kate Long, Sophie Jesuits. You see 3 of those 4 are seniors, and then a couple more key seniors with their setter, Olivia Johnson's been very steady. And they also, Coach Jackson said the sophomore, Ella Vogel's come on and done a nice job as their libero. Coming into the season, she was just kind of one of a few candidates for that spot, but right away early in camp, she kind of seized the opportunity.
Yeah, it's gotten better every day, according to Scott Jackson, and that's actually what you need in that position. Somebody who starts strong but doesn't take giant steps backwards. If you see her play tonight, you're going to see a very solid platform. She's going to make an early move to the ball. And, you know, if I'm Olivia Johnson, I'm real excited to have this sophomore getting me the first ball most of the time.
Hopkins starting lineup. Again, they've been a little up and down. They've played a lot of good teams too, and they had a nice win on Tuesday against Chaska. Emma Maythaler, Shadir Tutt, Alex Holmgren at 6'6", a sophomore. Olivia Swenson, one of the Swenson twins, and of course Vicky's daughters. Very good players, as Stella Swenson is their setter, and Maddie Meyer is their libero. So their biggest issue really has been passing the ball. They've done some things well beyond that, but obviously it's a little difficult to get into your offense if you're struggling to pass that first ball. There you can look at these coaches, and as Andy said in the pregame, they said they've kind of grown up together. Really, they were much younger, and probably every match was life and death back then when they're really young, and now they've kind of been through it all, the ups and downs. They've had success, and you see Vicky is one of the new members, going to be in the Volleyball Coaches Association Hall of Fame, and will be honored at the state tournament. She was a little embarrassed to talk about it, but it's a great honor and very well deserved. And I think you could certainly say that Scott is heading in that direction as well.
Absolutely true. Those two coaches have been anchors in this conference for over 20 years. They've led teams with a lot of talent to state tournaments. They've taken teams that weren't quite as talented and developed them into great teams. Those two, definitely two of the best coaching high school volleyball in the state of Minnesota.
And we are underway as Johnson serves to start it out for Wayzata. And a hitting error there by Olivia Swenson will score the first point for Wayzata. I love the quote from Vicky. She said, I said, yeah, you realize not every match is life and death anymore. And she said, there are worse things in the world than getting swept by Wayzata, but not many. Another opportunity here for Olivia Swenson, but sprays that one wide of the mark. And an early 2-0 lead for Wayzata. I like you, Andy, I was really kind of caught off guard when Scott said, I don't think we've come close to playing our best match yet, and yet they're 16-2 and ranked number 3, so they're going to be scary if they really get, to the point where they're hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, Johnson with another great serve. She aces that one. 3-0 quick lead here for the Trojans.
And a little mistiming there as, again, they had a little trouble passing at Stella Swenson, then setting, and Tutt was on the way down. So a sluggish start for the Royals, and Wayzata happy to take advantage at 4-0. Rolled over here, and Wayzata will score, Hopkins will score its first point as Olivia Swenson that time didn't try to do too much with it, just put it in play.
Yeah, good out-of-system swing for her, able to just try and get that ball into the opposite corner for the first Royal point.
Meyer with the serve. Johnson's going to come over to Helmick. Nice dig there by Meyer, but dug up on the other side as well. Here's Swenson with a swing, and that will be Wayzata's point.
Didn't quite get up to the block. Helmick had it lined up pretty well. Swenson looking for the tool and didn't quite get it there.
Avery Seas will come in to serve, but first we're going to have a timeout taken here by Hopkins as they have been looking a little ragged here to get things started.
I think they're just somebody's got to take the leadership role right now, and Vicky's going to actually do that. When you have a young team like that, there's some opportunities. If you look across the net, Wayzata is just going to let their leaders take care of it. Scott Jackson talked to us earlier about they're playing Minnetonka. They were up 24-19, and he let that set go, waiting for his seniors to kind of figure it out and get it going. Because you've got that many seniors, you can do that. Hopkins on the other side, the majority of their point scorers are underclassmen. So if one of them isn't getting it done, the head coach kind of has to step in and start assigning spots and positions, kind of talking through what we need to do step by step in order to get out of a rotation in a hurry.
And that's another thing that's come, I think, with experience for both of these coaches too, is knowing when to yell and how to win. Somebody needs to be, getting on somebody as compared to, propping them up and saying it's all going to be all right, everything's fine. That's a hard lesson to learn for young coaches, I think. And they, certainly learned that through the years.
Absolutely, as Swenson takes that one off the block and down for a quick point.
Coach Swenson saying her two daughters are so competitive in practice, even when they stat their practices, and they're even trying to beat each other all the time in that. And there's an ace by Stella Swenson, and I know that the Swensons are pretty good servers too.
Yeah, I love the fact that Stella really gets on top of this jump float, pops through the back of the ball. And of course, as has been my record this year, every time I start speaking highly of a server, we tend to have a service error. I'd love to see her run many more points than that.
Vogel to serve here for Wayzata. They are up 6-3 here in the opening set. Good first pass this time, and Holmgren gets a swing, but it's blocked. Holmgren will get another opportunity here, and this time she's able to get it done.
We talked in the pregame that there's some opportunities for Helmut to actually look up to a blocker on the other side, and we just saw it there with Holmgren as she goes. We'll take a look here. Nice out-of-system play. She reaches high, gets this ball over the middle block of Lily Emlong, which is quite a feat at 6'2". Emlong, definitely one of the long players for this Trojan team.
Olivia Swenson, their best server, and we see right there it's an ace, and Hopkins has not played well early, but they are now to within 6-5.
Yeah, Stella gets a jump float in order to reach probably the same point that sister Olivia does, just straight across. Such a high contact point, tough to play when that ball's coming down.
Free ball chance here for the Royals. They'll come to Maythaler in the middle. She goes with the tip, and we're now even up at 6.
Good service, leading to a free ball and a quick point again for Hopkins.
Tough ball there, but Wayzata will at least get it over. To the outside for Jesuits, and she'll sneak that one through the block for a point. She is a junior, it's mainly a senior lineup, but Sophie Jesuits at 6'4", plays all over the court. Well, Coach Jackson said, when you can factor in back row and front row, she might be their best all-around player.
Yeah, and there you see her finding the top edge of the block and putting it down for the point.
Both teams have had a little trouble handling the serve, as Hopkins that time unable to pass the ball, and Helmick will give her team the lead again. And then rifles that one into the net, so 8-7.
Error-filled match so far for both teams. Not the clean volleyball you're looking for at the end of September here. Skye Favor subs in to serve for the Royals.
Johnson across for Jesuits, and that ball's just out. So evened up at 8. Jesuits will send it over. Now they come middle for Tutt, and Tutt with the kill as Hopkins goes in front 9-8.
Yeah, Tut really getting up quick. We'll take a look here. Free ball chance. There's been a lot of them for Hopkins, and Tut takes that ball into the right hand of the block and down for a point.
And it's an ace for Favor, and the Royals go up by 2.
Jesuits having some problems handling this serve. They seem to be picking on her, and if I'm Vicki Swenson, I'm going to keep going at that target until she gets herself back under control. I've seen her take over matches passing 3-0, and this not one of them right now.
Swenson will come right side for Holmgren, but didn't have a great approach on that one, and an error there will give it back to Wayzata, but they trail at 10-9.
Substitutions on both sides. Jesuits back to serve. Junior outside hitter will play all the way around and will actually be part of the offense from the back row as well.
And double contact, I think, on 2 players in a row there, really. If they didn't get the first, the second was not clean either.
Matthew takes that first ball and not able to handle it well. They go at her again.
This time, good pass. Tut will tip, but net violation against Shadir Tut as her momentum carried her into the net. So Trojans retake the lead now at 11-10.
I like the decision there by Swenson to go on the quick C ball behind.
Gonna come back to Tut, but had it blocked. And the Royals unable to recover. Good read on that one by Emlong to make that block.
Yeah, Tut coming in on what we call the rip, where she comes in off one leg in front. It's a nice route. Emlong sees it coming, though.
Overpass here. Johnson will come to the outside and put away by Lily Emlong, one of the captains for the Trojans. And now a nice run of 5 here for Wayzata.
Yeah, that slide is tough to defend. Really good location, catching her off one leg. Emlong, look for her to get reset here.
Tough serve there, and Swenson, Olivia Swenson, unable to keep it in play. And a 14-10 lead now for Wayzata. Jesuits has been serving strong.
Another serve-receive switch.
Johnson will come back to Emlong. This time goes down the line and puts it away.
Emlong gets that arm up quick and able to take a big swing to finish. Quick point again, 16-10, Trojans on top. Timeout by Hopkins. 16-10 lead. Hopkins needing a quick side out here off this timeout. Gonna have to take a new look for the serve receive as Hopkins in a little bit of a problem, not able to take care of the first ball. When they've gotten a ball to Swenson, she's able to set one of many big attackers getting in rhythm and taking a big swing. Jesuits, who got herself in a little bit of trouble in serve receive, definitely feels good to be back behind the service line, causing problems for Hopkins. That serve very tough for her. We'll see how she does coming out of this timeout. Seems to be a pretty calm server. Hasn't been rattled much by the pressure as the season has gone along. And we'll see how she does here coming off the timeout.
Remember to vote for the CCX Sports Play of the Week. Each week we have 4 top plays, and the viewers vote to decide the Play of the Week. Go to ccxmedia.org, click Sports and Play of the Week, and it's brought to you by Chick-fil-A in Maple Grove. So a 16-10 Trojans lead. Emlong had to wait on that one, but still got it done. Wow, great placement considering that she had to make a little stutter step and really adjust her route.
Yeah, I think she wanted that faster. The pass led to that ball being a little out of system. Good reaction from her.
Tut trying to push it deep to the corner, and this time able to drop it in. So they finally break the serving run there from Wayzata's Jesuits.
Was that 9 in a row there?
I think so.
Tutt finally getting him out of the rotation.
Quinn Jurnas in to serve now for Hopkins. Johnson going to come back to Emlong and off the block and good. So Trojans quickly get the side out, starting to roll a little bit here in the middle after having kind of a slow start, really, for both teams.
Yeah, Emlong is 4 for 4 on that slide, and it doesn't matter that Hopkins knows it's coming. She's still able to score.
Katie Revere serving. They come to Tutt in the middle, and she's able to score it. Deep middle with that ball. And it's a 6-point lead for Wayzata. Claire Ruthenbeck serving here for Hopkins. Scramble to get it over, and they will, but now an opportunity for the Royals, and they come right back to Tutt. She's starting to click with Stella Swenson here as they've had a number of nice middle attacks.
Free ball opportunities, I believe Hopkins is at least 800, maybe hitting 1,000 on these chances. As we see the free ball, they're going to go middle here, and the block up late. Quick point for Tutt and the Royals.
Swenson back for Tutt, and she'll score it again, and why not? Keep going with what's working.
That time in transition after a dug ball, Tutt available again, and another big swing for the senior.
And there's her poster up on the wall. Nice. Ruthenbeck. Boy, both teams have really served well. I mean, obviously, the flip side is you feel like your own team should be passing it better, but here's Swenson, a roll shot. Good recovery by the setter Johnson there just to get that one over. Another opportunity for Swenson, dug up though by Vogel. Oh, Meyer with a great dig. Johnson will come right back. Vogel was ready, and the Royals not quite able to pull that one off the net cleanly anyway. So a good long point, and it goes Wayzata's way.
Good defense, good blocking, great coverage, good volleyball.
Johnson serving. And Tutt getting up for the block as she was able to deny Emke in the middle there.
Tutt definitely the offensive force, also getting it done with her block there.
Meyer, the serve here for Hopkins. They are back within 4. Down the line, and it was wide as Meyer definitely tried to play it but couldn't quite get it, and so Long's hit was just out.
I like that swing by Long. Line's open. She tries to nail it, just misses wide.
Scrape off the net, but nice job to get to that ball by Helmick. Maythaler gets a swing in the middle and puts it away, and Hopkins is not going down without a battle here in this first set.
Yeah, lots of great middle sets. Good big swing here on the gap, almost off the block and down again.
And just out there as Swenson timed that one up pretty well, but couldn't quite turn it back into the court.
Look for her to get set here. I'd like to see it on something fast so she can take it cross court and beat Helmick before she gets in.
Avery Sees with an ace for the Trojans.
It's a tough serve. Sees really nice job putting that ball where she wants it in the 6, and now they're going to make a switch. Bottom drops out of that one as Ruthenbeck not able to move her feet and get there.
Swenson to Swenson here off the block. Johnson up to get hands on it. They come to Maythaler this time and able to put it away. I think a net violation anyway against Wayzata, so it's going to be a point for Hopkins either way.
Emke actually timed that ball quite well, but she caught the net on the way up.
And a serving error there for Swenson, for Stella Swenson that is. So 22-18, Trojans lead. Vogel to serve. And Olivia Swenson not able to pass that ball cleanly, and the Trojans within a couple points now, maybe wrapping this one up. It's been a kind of an interesting first set here. And come to Maythaler again. That one was blocked. Back out for Holmgren, and Helmick gets the best of that one.
Holmgren, nice long attacker, but she hits body line with consistency, and Helmick lines her up perfectly right there.
Vogel with a short serve and closes it out with the ace. So Wayzata was probably not playing quite to their level for most of that first set, but they come up with a 25-18 win.
Yeah, good serving pressure from the Trojans. We'll see the last point here. She takes a lot off it, drops that ball to the 10-foot line. And with as deep as she had been serving, there's no way that Hopkins is going to be able to make that reaction and make that play. Wayzata takes the first set 25-18.
So we'll take a timeout. We'll be back with set 2 here from the Lindbergh Center. You're watching Lake Conference Volleyball on CCX.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out. Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Welcome back here to the Lindbergh Center as Wayzata takes the first set over Hopkins. Those guys enjoying the between set music action here, right?
Yeah, we're just talking about that the arena doesn't have the volume that you normally would expect just because of the sheer size of it. The crowd that's here is enjoying themselves for sure, but that energy is going to need to come from the crowd if Hopkins is going to get re-energized here for set 2. As we see Vicki Swenson talking to her team about adjustments they're going to make. I think she's going to make a lineup switch here. That's why she's taking the time with her trusty dusty notebook to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Hopkins going to need to pass the ball a lot better than they did in set 1 if they're going to come out and tie this thing up at a set apiece. If I'm Wayzata, I'm not real excited with the way we handled the first touch either, though. So if we can see both teams clean up their serve receive, we could be in for a great match before the night's over.
Yeah, Hopkins actually did a lot of things to like in the middle part of that. Just struggling to handle serve was what really did him in. So Ruthenbeck will serve to begin set number 2 here. Johnson to Helmick. Diving try at it, but it'll be down for a kill.
Helmick looked like she missed that from our angle here, but then she must have missed it just enough for the bottom to drop out of it. And it's a point for the Trojans.
Yeah, it was. I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say off speed, but I don't know that it was intentional, but it worked out. Here's Seas, who had some key serving moments in that first set and delivers an ace right here.
You're better at calling serve stuff than I am, Jay. I'll wear that for certain.
Free ball chance there, and Jesuits knows what to do with that as she puts it away. I think it's a good feeling for both the player and the coach when you can bring in somebody like Seas to serve, and then she does not only puts it in play, but delivers a really tough serve. It just kind of builds the confidence all the way around. Outside it comes, and the 8th grader Olivia Swenson putting that one between the blockers for a point. Hopkins is on the board.
Yeah, she had a couple nice swings in set 1. Look to see her get going here in set 2.
Meyer will serve. And Helmet puts that one away, and Johnson a nice job of disguising that set. Not that many teams are really consistently looking to attack from the right side. That's something that Wayzata can really benefit from.
Yeah, and because most teams don't have a dominant right side, it means when you're in the practice gym, you don't see a dominant right side attack either, so it's harder to defend.
Another good serve there from Vogel. Vogel digging this one up. Johnson will come outside to Jesuits. And we had a net violation against Hopkins as they were attempting to make that block anyway, so score the point for Wayzata and a 5-1 lead.
Yes, 8th grader Stella Swenson did a really nice job, again, lining that block up, but she's a little anxious, catches the net.
Vogel coming short with the serve again, and a nice recovery. And Wayzata didn't take advantage of that one. Looked like Emlong kind of was not sure what she was going to do there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that ball was going to come on her side or on the Hopkins side. Was waiting to block the Hopkins attack, but the ball came over the net and fell.
Stella Swenson with the serve. Johnson coming back for Helmick right side. Was there a touch on the ball? No.
Net violation on Hopkins again.
You're right. So it looked like Helmick reacted like she was disappointed, but I don't think she had seen that signal yet. Helmick with a bullet there. Johnson will come to the outside and put away by Emlong again.
Emlong on that slide, lethal in set 1 and continues the run here in set 2.
Helmick's serve is too long, so service error will give a point to Hopkins as they try and break the momentum a little bit here. Fell behind 7-2, now 7-3. Olivia Swenson to serve. Johnson will come to Jesuits and just missed the deep corner.
Jesuits looking to stay fluid as she gets past to attack mode and just doesn't quite finish her swing there.
Gonna give her another opportunity here and puts it away.
Good repeat there by Johnson as they go back to Jesuits, who takes care of this ball. You'll see Holmgren seal the line, worried that that's her favorite shot, and leaves a big hole in the middle of the court.
Holmgren a swing here, but it's dug up. And another net violation against Hopkins. That's something they're definitely going to need to clean up.
Yeah, serve receive hasn't been terrible here in set 2, but their net play has been really, really lacking. It's a focus issue most of the time when we're in the net this much. Uh-oh.
Overpass there, and Emlong, her eyes lit up. Those are the kind that are almost so easy that you're worried about either going into the net or nailing it too long.
Yeah.
Tough serve there from Jesuits, and it's going to lead to a point as the pass didn't reach the setter, and then it was scramble mode for Hopkins. So 11-4 lead for the Trojans. And timeout here taken by Hopkins. I think Wayzata starting to relax and enjoy themselves and play their game a little bit more here in this second set.
Yeah, Jesuits doing a really nice job at the service line again. Went on a great run in set 1, doing it again here in set 2. Playing tough. Wayzata doing a really good job with spreading the offense out. Olivia Johnson doing a great job getting all of her hitters involved, giving a great location set as well, not just mixing up who she's setting, but where she's setting them. She does a really nice job. Definitely has the Hopkins blockers confused, which might be part of the reason why they've been in the net a few times and let big holes other times. Their ability, Wayzata's ability to take care of the first ball allows the entire offense to be in play for Johnson. So as long as they keep handling the first touch as well as they are, whether it's a free ball, a served ball, or even an attacked ball, if they can maintain first touch control the way they have, they could run away with this second set.
And for a good setter like Johnson, it's not just physical, where you put the ball, but really thinking the game too, and keeping everybody happy sometimes can be tough too.
As that one sneaks through the block, Holmgren goes a little off speed, drops it between the block and the net.
Favor will come in to serve, and she had some good moments serving in that first set. Gave Wayzata a little bit of trouble. She seems to be able to put the ball where she wants to, and they were looking to attack certain areas or certain players. Back out it goes to Emlong. This one dug up, but nobody comes for it.
That's that 1/2 rotation when your libero's off the floor. Swenson does a great job digging the ball. No secondary communication because the libero, Ruthenbeck was off the, Meyer was off the court. That might have been Favor's ball, but there was no communication to make sure that everybody was on the same page there.
Revere serving for Wayzata, and that'll be an ace. Wayzata, as if they didn't have enough, skill and talent spread throughout the lineup, they've also got, 3 lefties playing regularly, which you don't always see either.
Now they're able to run almost a reverse offense at times. When they're out of system, they can still get a lefty the ball on the right side.
Pushed over here by Olivia Swenson. To the outside it comes, and that'll be down for a point for Kate Long. Coach Jackson had some pretty good praise for her. I mean, obviously she's not quite as big as a couple of their hitters, and maybe isn't going to, be their kill leader on a night-in, night-out basis, but she's really a gamer and had some really big, important kills in some of their tournament wins.
Yeah, she's outsized by about a foot on the block from Hopkins, but she goes around it and does a really nice job to get the point there. And another point for Katie Revere. She's doing some nice things behind the service line.
And another ace for Wayzata.
Year in and year out, Scott Jackson's teams are some of the best serving teams in the state. I remember when he took his team to state and they played Tori Dixon from Burnsville, and their serving game was just stellar, getting them to the state final.
Tutt trying to push that one deep into the corner, but just too long. Yeah, and that's something that, a serve, if you work on it hard, you don't have to be super tall or a great athlete to be a great server.
Absolutely, as Scott Jackson looks down the bench, and in comes Emma Gerger.
They'll come to Tutt, and she puts it away. When Hopkins has been able to get in system and work their offense, they've been pretty good, but it's just been a little too scattered and too far, and too few and far between.
They do, when they, like you said, when they get a first touch, Tutt has been pretty unstoppable in rhythm. They just need to, again, take care of that first ball a little bit better.
Jurna serving here for Hopkins. And Long able to put that one down.
Long, really nice location again. She doesn't hit the ball super hard, but the ball finds the floor with consistency.
Olivia Johnson to serve here for the Trojans as they are rolling in set 2. And another ace.
Make it 19-6. Johnson looking to close this out.
Here's a swing for Tutt, and that one is down for a point.
Tutt again, out of serve receive when they can get her the ball. She's up and over the block of Wayzata.
always been such a quick jumper too. I mean, she doesn't need much flex to get to the, full height. And this one put away as they went to the back right side, and Kate Long delivers for the Trojans.
She's good from the left and the right. Long does a nice job there, scoring out of serve receive.
And Seas will come in to serve here as the Trojans hit 20, a 13-point lead. Yeah, too long with that one.
Seas looking for that 1-6 seam and just lets the ball get away from her.
Maddie Meyer at the service line here for Hopkins. A long road back in set 2, but I think they'd like to at least get a little something going. That ball off the block and out, so Trojans score the point. I think they're probably too far behind to really make a close one of this in set 2, but they'd like to at least get something going to feel a little bit better heading into the third.
You want to get a little bit back, get some momentum on your side.
And a nice block put up there by Lily Emlong.
Well, something that Samantha Swenson told me years ago when she was still a prep player, she told me that in order to run that 31 that Hopkins just tried to run, it works best if you're going towards the hitter. That time, Swenson falling away. Ball drops inside.
Another strong block, but the Royals get it over. And back outside to Helmick. Boy, Wayzata, when they're playing fast, Hopkins is just not sure what's coming, and their block is late.
Hard to defend 3 great attackers when you have even 3 good blockers.
Vogel, a great serve here. It'll be another ace. I think we know what Hopkins will be working on in practice, right?
I think Vicky said that's what they've been spending quite a bit of time working on. They're getting it. It's getting better. It doesn't look like it in this set, but I watched this team early on, and I can tell that their first touches, actually, the movements are better. Their eyes are better. They're going to be there. And when they do, they're going to be scary.
There's Olivia Swenson putting it away off the assist from her twin sister. So Royals still trail big, but at least get an opportunity here to chip away a little bit. Stella Swenson to serve. Dug up there, and here's an opportunity on the swing for Swenson, and she will sneak that one through the block.
Swenson to Swenson again. See if they got a hat trick in them. Net violation.
And that'll score the winning point as Hopkins again in the net, and Wayzata looking pretty dominant, looking like the top 5 team they are in that second set as they roll to a 25-10 win. We'll see what Hopkins can do to try and battle back in this one, or if Wayzata is just going to keep the foot on the gas and put them away here. Trojans leading at 2-0 here on CCX. Welcome back here to the Lindbergh Center. Lake Conference Volleyball, and the Trojans leading Hopkins 2-0. And Lake Conference, of course, expanding this year and adding a couple of more teams. St. Michael Albertville is in Wayzata's section, and they're a very good volleyball team as well. You see the standings so far, and obviously some high-quality competition in this league. And I guess I don't know much about Buffalo volleyball-wise, but STMA is certainly a good addition in this sport.
Yeah, STMA, how they're not ranked yet is beyond me. They've got some great wins. They've taken some amazing teams the distance. They're going to have something to say about who gets out of that section. It's probably Wayzata's to lose, but St. Michael definitely in the conversation as well, along with Champlin and a couple other high-powered offenses.
Well, one of the great broadcasts this week, this Lake Conference matchup, and then we still got more to come as Brooklyn Center football hosting St. Agnes, an afternoon game, and then a soccer doubleheader Saturday as Maple Grove will be hosting Totino Grace in boys and girls action. Volleyball next week, Osseo Champlin Park. There's a couple of those more teams that are in that Section 5 3A tournament that could be in the mix along with Wayzata and STMA, and then we've got soccer action coming up in this Wayzata hosts Eden Prairie next Thursday, the 3rd of October.
Lots of good sports here on CCX. You can get your fix. You know, it wasn't that long ago that there was 1 or 2 matches a week that you could watch of volleyball. Now with your broadcasts and some of the college broadcasts, an addict like me has more than enough to keep him busy throughout the year.
Shadir Tutt hammering that one home as Hopkins gets this 3rd set started on a good note. They lead at 1-0.
Good location here, and again, Tutt splits the block as there's an opening somehow. They should be committed and locked in there on that good pass.
Great serve by Holmgren. Wayzata scrambling and not going to be able to get it over. And another ace for Holmgren. So a great start here in this 3rd set for Hopkins.
Wayzata middle off the bench this set is Tollander, and I was like, wow, she looks really short. She's 5'10", which is not short, but on this court with these two teams, she looks significantly smaller than everyone else. Coach Swenson wondering if that ball was actually touched by the libero. I didn't see it from our angle, but checking in with Tim Harlow, and he says he didn't see a touch either.
Seas will serve for Wayzata. Back for Tutt and missed long. That's one of the few times when she hasn't come through in the middle.
Yeah, pass was a little faster than she was expecting. She's laid off the ground and as a result doesn't get on top of the ball. Swenson with good location still though.
Swenson will come back for Holmgren, but too long on that one.
Holmgren healthy cut out of the backcourt. Not able to put that one down though.
Here's Tutt tipping deep to the corner. Seas tracks it down. Jesuit's going to just tip over. Pretty good read that time, or maybe got lucky a little bit, but the Royals were definitely not ready for that.
Yeah, Jesuits gets stuck here, not able to transition. Oh, she was going to play the second ball. So when Johnson sets her, she doesn't have anywhere to go. Speaking of nowhere to go, Tutt gets set into the palm of Jesuits there. Nice block for Wayzata.
Swenson to Swenson here, but denied. And another block. Jesuits got the second one after Tollander got the first for Wayzata.
Yeah, block, and then the great recovery from Tollander there. They tried to beat her, but Jesuits, as you stated, got the lion's share of that full block. Oof.
And they're living right there as it scrapes over for a point. Sees.
That ball was still going up as it hit the net, which is the only reason it went over the net. Upward trajectory, clips the tape and sends it across. It's a 7-3 lead for the Trojans and a timeout.
7 points in a row for Wayzata, and you see what they've got coming up, a big matchup with Eden Prairie on Thursday, and kind of a quirk of the schedule. We're going to see them again on CCX this coming Monday when they host Hill Murray. We found out that one was a late add to their schedule, really, so not an opponent they know a whole lot about. But, they needed another match and got one, and we'll see that one on CCX as well. And then going out to Buffalo. Wayzata's probably the only Lake Conference school that doesn't feel like driving to Buffalo is going to be super long, because they're kind of out in that direction already anyway.
Yeah, if you're Minnetonka, that's not a drive you want to make. You're Eden Prairie, that's not a Hopkins. Wayzata's like, yeah, it's not that bad. So
you see what the Royals have coming up too is Buffalo and Eden Prairie and Edina next on the slate for Hopkins. See if Seas can keep her run going. Swenson to Swenson, another block. This time Helmick gets it. I think sometimes, blocking can be contagious. I think sometimes getting a great block is even more fun than an attack.
Oh, absolutely. When you attack, you are in control. When you're blocking, you're at the will of the attacker. And what we see often is the attacker gets blocked and then tries to go even harder to get through it. And if the block was there the first time, as long as they don't get lazy or complacent, they tend to go back to back.
Meyer with the serve. Johnson will come back out. Good reach by Helmick. That ball wasn't exactly where she wanted it, but just good body control to stay in balance and put it away.
Take a look at this one here. Nice back set. She takes it into the one as Swenson had come up and was playing a very short position two.
Now that was not a serve to remember for Wayzata. They might enjoy that one in the film room a little bit.
Yeah. She's not one of their normal starting players. She gets an opportunity here in set three and maybe a little bit of nerves there.
Strong serve from Swenson. Now Jesuits hammers that one home as Hopkins caught a little bit flat-footed.
Price taking away the cross court there, and Jesuits takes that one into the 1-6 seam. Jesuits definitely attacking well here throughout the entire match. Her first touch has come around in set 2 and 3 as well.
And Holmgren not able to direct that pass, so Trojans again on a roll here, leading at 11-5 here in the third. This time Holmgren able to get it done. Swenson to Swenson, and she scores it.
Olivia Swenson takes that ball over Johnson and into the cross court down for a point. And Hopkins needs a run here as they trail still by 5.
And that ball was good as a little miscommunication by Wayzata as Vogel backed away. Sounded like she must have been called off on that one, but it was definitely going to be in. Here's Emlong. Price able to fight it off. And then Holmgren sends it over. Swenson's going to come back out for Holmgren, but that time into the tape.
Set died a little bit for Holmgren there. She's not able to move her feet and get into it. Point for Wayzata. She wants that one back.
Jesuits with the serve. And that one's good as Olivia Swenson delivers.
First back row attack we've seen on purpose, and Swenson takes care of it.
Favor to serve here for Hopkins. They have battled back to within 12-8. And that pass too far to the outside to do anything with.
Helmick tried too hard to be good with that out-of-system ball, and as a result, it's outside the antenna, leaving no room for Long.
Hopkins scored the first 3 points of the set. Then Wayzata really took over for a while, and now Hopkins has made a little run, but then Favor trying to be a little too fine with that short serve and leaves it into the net. Ella Vogel to serve now for Wayzata. Their lead is 4. They won the first 2 sets. This one to the ceiling, and they're not going to be able to retrieve it. 14-9 lead for Wayzata.
Big swing right there and a quick point.
I was worried they might come our way and run through the table here, but
caught the low-hanging fruit above us.
Meyer an effort and then a diving try by Olivia Swenson, but they couldn't keep that one up. 15-9. Boy, Wayzata scored a lot of points off serve tonight. Come out to Holmgren. Oh, a nice dig by Jesuits. Now to Tutt. Well read by Johnson on the tip. And that roll shot is good. And Long gets bounced around by her teammates for that well-placed shot.
Long just surgical with her attacks tonight. We'll take a look at this. Out-of-system ball. Block taking away a lot, and she decides she can go over the top of Swenson and down.
Serving error will give it back to the Royals. Jurnas will come in to serve here for Hopkins. And that served just too long. Boy, waited till the last minute to decide to pull off that one. Johnson with the serve. Johnson will come to Helmick, and she pounds it home. Reliable weapon on the right side.
Yeah, and Johnson goes against the flow there. Really good move to go to the left antenna towards the up official and then reverses flow one-on-one. I don't like Holmgren's chances there. Timeout Hopkins as Wayzata up by 8 here late in set 3. Wayzata definitely found their rhythm, has figured out a lot of small things, doing all the little things quite well. Very low error here after set 1. They got a rough start, but once they, like you said at the beginning of set 2, once they got relaxed and calmed down, they've been in complete control of this entire match. On the other side of the net, Hopkins doing a couple of things quite well. Tutt has been a great surprise. For me, the first time I've seen her this year, her offense has come around quite well. Always been a good defensive player, always a good blocker. If they take care of the first ball, she's definitely the kid that's been able to score some points for them. Olivia Swenson out of the backcourt, been a nice surprise as well. The 8th grader doing some nice things, reaching high and swinging for the ball. Good, genuine effort from the ball control kids for Hopkins as well. Off this timeout, they're going to need to take care of the first touch. And I believe, yeah, Tutt's in there, so if they take care of the pass, they should be able to get her the ball here.
And that's exactly what we see. Nice call there, Mr. Dugasberg.
Vicky makes me look smart sometimes. Really nice swing there by Tutt. It was a triple block. Wayzata knew it was coming, but Tutt able to go over the top of it, off the edge and down.
Holmgren the serve, and it's a good one, but handled and put away by Long. Boy, Olivia Johnson, too, just a real consistent setter. She makes good decisions, but just gives you nice hittable balls, too.
Yeah, there's no secondary move you have to make. Once you make up your mind where you think the ball's going to be, it's pretty close every time.
Sees with an ace there for Wayzata.
Ball got on Holmgren quite quick there.
And she'll do it again. Scrapes it over for a point.
Now that's supposed to be the home court bounce. Wayzata's gotten 3 of those tonight.
Swenson will put this one away. Olivia Swenson with the kill for Hopkins, and it's 21-12.
Pretty good body line swing there by Swenson into the hypotenuse corner. Good cross-court swing.
Meyer the serve. Back out to Jesuits. Holmgren this time handles it well. Swenson a strong swing, and Trojans a little miscommunication there as Vogel got that ball up enough that they should have been able to play it, but not able to.
Yeah, I think Jesuits wanted it, but then Johnson called her off, so Jesuits stopped, and so did Johnson.
Ball dug up there, swipe back over, but here's Swenson, had to pull up on her approach there. And that ball too long as Revere tried to put one deep middle.
Revere's a great kid. She works real hard, not able to finish the swing on that one. I'd like to see her get another set here.
Meyer tried to go right down the line, but missed.
Error late as it's 22-14.
Substitution now as Molly Soderlund will come in for Wayzata. Seeing a good opportunity to get her in late here as they're up 22-14 and up 2 sets. Back out Olivia Swenson. Pretty obvious that that one hit the antenna because it knocked it down.
It's a good looking swing if she takes it inside by like a square, but she lines that one up right on the antenna. Block definitely taking away cross court. Line is open, but she over rotates a little bit there and puts that ball into the antenna. Tim Harlow, master of all trades, able to get that thing back up, and we're going to go back to live ball.
Replay this one.
Holmgren was tying her shoe, not part of serve receive, so up ref Sandy Doherty did not even notice her before she signaled for serve. Great effort.
Another ace though for Wayzata, and now they're to within a point of wrapping this one up.
Soderlund's first match dressing varsity. Could she get the ace to end the match?
Swenson to Swenson here. Now Johnson giving it to Jesuits, and that one blocked by Maythaler.
Still some excitement in the Hopkins fans and the players.
Price returning to the lineup here for the Royals. No margin for error here though. Stella Swenson and crew. And that is going to be a service error to give Wayzata the victory. 25-15, and Andy, not a surprise based on the records and what had been going on coming in, but this Wayzata team they're going to be a threat here down the stretch of this season.
Yeah, Wayzata as good as advertised as they take care of Hopkins 3-0. Wayzata familiar. A couple years ago, I believe the tables were turned as Wayzata got swept in this gym on one of our broadcasts. Hopkins, maybe they're looking ahead a little bit. Maybe in a year or two, they could be the same team. They've got the size, they've got the coaching, they've got the potential. They could be a force to be reckoned with. Tonight, not their night, though. Serve receive not consistent, and everything went Wayzata's way.
So a sweep for the Trojans. We'll take a break and come back and hear from Wayzata in just a moment here as Wayzata takes down Hopkins here in Lake Conference Volleyball.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Another win for Wayzata here tonight as they take care of Hopkins in Lake Conference Volleyball. 17th victory of the season. We're joined by a couple of the Trojans that helped to get it done, starting with Lily Emlong. And I know this has been a good rivalry over the years. And Wayzata, an up year for you guys. They're a little bit young, but is it still a nice feeling to come into this gym and beat them?
It's always super fun to beat Hopkins. They always have a really strong team. So one of our goals at the beginning of the season is to always come in here and play our best. And I think we did that tonight.
A little sluggish start, I thought, for both teams, but then, what did you guys do to settle down and really get into playing your game?
After the first set was over, we really had a talk, and we decided that if we want to do great things in the future, we can't start off games like that. So we decided to just flip everything around, try a little bit harder.
It's been really fun to see your team where a few of you were up as young players and, got beat a few times when you were younger. But has that made it even more special to have this kind of a season, having had to go through that as younger players?
For sure. It definitely gives us a lot more experience, too, because we have the knowledge of us losing, and we know that isn't a good feeling. So we've taken that information, and we've really helped it. It's really helped us this year to help us win.
The scary thing for some of the opponents that you'll have is that Coach Jackson said he doesn't feel like you guys have reached your full potential yet, that you haven't played as well as you possibly can. And is that something that you're still building toward and you feel like you've got even more in you as a team?
For sure. We will always have work to do even when everybody on the team is on. And I think by the end of the season, we're going to be able to reach that goal, and we're all going to be playing super amazing.
Lily, thanks for joining us, and good luck the rest of the season here.
Thank you.
And Kate Long getting some good opportunities here tonight as well. How important is it that you guys have so many different weapons that Olivia can set the ball to?
It's incredibly important because we just get to keep our opponents on their toes. They never know who's going to get set because we're all super dependable, and just everybody has such amazing shots and so much effort to give on the court.
Serving was a big weapon for your team tonight. Is that how it's been most of the season? Have you served well like this?
We started out this season with serving and servicing being our number one goal to focus on. And I feel like in practices and in open gyms, we've really just focused in on that and honed all of our serving skills to the point that we can serve dependably and use it as an asset.
You've got some tough teams in your section. It's not going to be easy to get to state, even though your team is playing so well. But in a way, do you kind of look forward to that, just knowing that, at least the semis and finals are going to be really tough opponents?
Yeah, we're super excited to play great opponents. It just keeps us on our toes, and it forces us to play our best level of volleyball. We try to do that night in and night out.
All right, thanks for joining us, and have fun the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
All right, Kate Long and Lily Emlong from the Wayzata Trojans with a nice win here tonight as they take care of Hopkins in 3 straight. Hope you've enjoyed this one, and again, Trojans fans will be over for the match against Hill Murray coming up on the 7th of October as well. For Andy Gugesberg and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. That'll do it from the Lindbergh Center.